So far, not yet. That's the last we heard from police just a few moments before going on air. But, police first alerted to this quiet residential neighborhood about 2:20 this morning with multiple calls coming in about shots fired. By the time first responders arrived, they found a Mercedes utility van up on the curb behind us. They also found a man lying in the middle of the street. That man, believed to be in his mid to late 20s, was already deceased from at least one and very likely multiple gunshot wounds. And while it's still early on in their investigation, detectives telling Fox 13 it appears as though those fatal shots were fired from somebody inside of a silver Cadillac sedan, possibly a CTS model. They also say that at least at some point after those first shots were fired, the driver of the van was able to ram into that Cadillac before the Cadillac took off and fled the scene. Now, a neighbor who just moments ago spoke with Fox 13, she was awakened by that gunfire this morning and describes for us the scene in the moments immediately after that.
I came to the front and saw a big black van. I saw a younger man get out of the van. He went down, he got up, he walked back again, and he went down again.
This is a relatively quiet residential neighborhood that the neighbors have been very helpful, very forthcoming with providing us information, tips. There's an individual that called 911 that provided some good information and a good starting point for us to begin this investigation.
Right now, though, the key piece to all of that is that Cadillac and, whomever was in it. At least one person, possibly two. There were apparently multiple shots fired. We saw markings for all kinds of bullet casings in this area. Officers say that Cadillac is likely going to have some significant and obvious damage to the rear end and to the rear passenger side of that vehicle. Also, homicide detectives were already going door to door this morning. They have found at least one and possibly multiple sources of doorbell camera footage. They're currently reviewing that right now to maybe get a better idea of who belongs to that vehicle. And they also say they could use some additional help. If anyone out there has any video, any tips, saw anything or heard anything this morning that they think could be helpful to this investigation, they'd like to hear from you. Their number is 801-840-4000. For now, we're live in West Jordan. Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.